Hey guys. So I had a really hard time coming up with a title for this because people are asking me about life purpose and all of that. And I'm like, okay, so what is the real problem? And so I did put out a survey. Hey, Jen. But I also put out I also thought back about my life and where I was and kind of why people follow me and what had to happen for me to figure out my life purpose. And hey, um, I know that in my 20s, I was in a relationship that was not right for me. I was in a marriage with a man that I didn't trust. And I was basically building my life on me not knowing what my purpose is. And what we do is we stay so freaking busy that we just keep going and building our life on top of not having a purpose, which makes things bad. Because if you start to climb up a ladder and you put your ladder against the wrong wall, you're going to keep climbing up that wall, up that ladder, even though it could be the wrong wall. And so we already put in this time, effort, and energy into these relationships. And I can remember actually saying, well, I've already been with him a year and a half. It's so long. And all like, yeah, that was a whole long 12 years. And I got married. And, you know, we put in so much time, effort, and energy that we want to make sure that we're not making a mistake that when we leave. But we already know inside of us that we shouldn't be where we are. We already know. And that's why we bog ourselves down with so much shit that we need to do, right? So maybe we are throwing ourselves into our work and just super busy at work because we're avoiding our relationship. Like I see this all the time. Or we decide, okay, well, now I need help because I'm not happy. And we start doing meditation and yoga and all these things and retreats and all these things that are self-care. But we're doing so much self-care that we can actually avoid our relationship with ourselves. So our anxiety actually gets worse because we're doing so much self-care, trying to keep ourselves busy. And we're like, well, we're doing all the things. Yeah, but you're missing the whole point of self-care. It's to get back in touch with yourself. And this is the thing that people don't really understand, right? They think that they're doing these things and that it's going to work and that they're going to be happier. And yes, meditation and yoga and eating healthy, those things are going to make you happier. But if you have like a chainsaw accident and you put a band-aid on it, it's maybe going to make you a little bit happier, but it's not going to fix the issue. Like your issue is so much deeper than just doing meditation or just doing yoga or just doing this and that. And what we're doing is we are just putting a bunch of little strategies on a big problem. And we have convinced ourselves that this is not that bad, that we're in a good relationship, that he's not going to cheat on us, or it's not as bad as it used to be, or he promised never to do that again. Like we are convincing ourselves, because I know, because this is what I did for so long, for 12 years, I literally had to brainwash myself, telling myself over and over again that it wasn't that bad. And that's why whenever I hear it's not that bad, I'm like, oh God, it's terrible, right? It's a red flag that you have been brainwashing yourself that you should stay in this situation when deep down inside, you know, shit ain't gonna work, right? And there's a part of you that stays. I'm getting an intuitive hit. There's a part of you that stays because you're actually punishing yourself. That you don't think you're good enough for love. And so you stay in this relationship saying, okay, if I tried harder, if I did more, hey, Tess, hey, if I tried harder, if I did more, if I worked harder, then I could earn his love and he wouldn't cheat or he wouldn't leave me or he wouldn't be like this and we can make this work. And so you work for love. And honestly, that is like the word that comes to my mind is prostitution, honestly. But like, that's what I did in my marriage is I didn't feel good enough. So I worked my ass off in the relationship to try to make it work, to earn his love. But in my head, he was already still with that like other woman that he had cheated on me before. Hey, Jeremy, he was still in my head. He was with that other woman from, you know, when he cheated on me. But I was like, I never felt good enough. And when you, I'm diverting. But when you stay in a relationship with somebody where you don't feel good enough, you feel like you have to earn that love. You have to do things to earn that love. When you stay in a relationship like that, you're actually fucking yourself over in the relationship department because you're saying yes, that is acceptable, right? So even if you break up with this guy or girl, even if you break up with this person, you are programming yourself to say, I'm not good enough for love and I have to earn love. This is a huge problem in relationships. Huge problem because we're always trying to earn love. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, DJ. Hey, Adele. And when we're trying to earn love, we never get love because you can't earn love. You receive love. You give love. But we are giving in deeds and actions and not giving of our time and attention. We're not giving the thing that's most valuable, and that's our time and attention. And we do this over and over again. And when we stay in a relationship where we say that we don't feel worthy, of course, I didn't know these words back then. So what it is, if you're in it, hey, Timo, if you're in the relationship and you feel like you want to be with somebody who's more passionate, who's more loving, who's more affectionate, who doesn't cheat on you or didn't cheat on you in the past. You want to be with someone you trust. Like, these are fundamental, okay? So it's okay for you to want to be in this kind of a relationship, right? And whatever you want, it's okay. And when you deny yourself that relationship, the relationship that you want, then you are saying no to your soul. You're saying no to your intuition. You're saying no to the thing that will tell you what your purpose is. So let me repeat that. If you say no to your desires, that's your intuition. That's your soul. That's your heart, right? That is where your purpose comes from, your life purpose. So if you were constantly saying no to that, saying, I have to stay with this man who cheated on me and I'm in a relationship that I don't trust, and you say no to what you really want, like I did, I'm just using me as an example. When you keep saying no for 12 years that you don't deserve this and that you're not going to listen to your intuition that you really should be with somebody that you trust, like that should be really obvious, though it wasn't to me. Right? I stayed in it. I was like, okay, this is not that bad. This is not that bad. What the fuck? When you stay in that, you're telling yourself that you don't deserve better. And when you tell yourself that you don't deserve better in the relationship department, then One, you're saying no to your intuition, your soul, the thing that's going to tell you what your purpose is. So if you're saying no in the relationship department to your soul won't tell you what your life purpose is. So you actually need to start listening to your intuition and stop doing the shit that's hurting you. Stop staying in relationships that's hurting you. Stop creating businesses because you need to earn money and you're afraid you're not good enough if you don't make money. Stop doing software engineering when you hate software engineering. Start saying yes to those little things. Because I'll tell you, if you are single and you're dating, little analogy here, if you're single and you're dating and somebody doesn't text you back, you're not going to keep texting them unless you're a psycho. We're not talking about psychos here. You're not going to keep texting them. And if you are dating and somebody doesn't call you back and somebody doesn't come over and somebody doesn't take you out and show up when they say that they're going to do that, you're not going to keep hanging around. You're just not. And that's what you're doing to your intuition. You keep saying no to your intuition that's telling you to get out of a relationship or get out of a career that's making you miserable. And so your intuition, your heart isn't going to tell you what your purpose is. Like, because your purpose, that's a big deal. And if you can't trust your intuition and say yes to that on your relationship stuff, it's not going to tell you what your life's purpose is. Like, so if you're dating somebody and they're unavailable, you're not going to pour your heart out to them and, ask them to get married, right? You've got to be committed in the little things, right? You've got to be committed in the things that it's telling you to do. Like, get out of a relationship with somebody that you don't trust, or work on healing that, which you totally can do, but you have to get support. You can't just Band-Aid that shit. Stop Band-Aiding that shit. I don't think that's a word, but I just made it into a word. Can't say I've ever had a relationship where I actually trust the guy. Why should that ever change? Self-change is the key. We are clearing for what we are attracting. So you can change things today. You can make changes today. So it's about shutting down the thing that is not aligned. So maybe you do need to make some changes inside, but you also need to make sure that your outside world is aligning, right? Like, don't stay in a relationship where you know that you're not supposed to be. And if you are in a relationship and you're like, Nichole, I'm in, like, I'm in and I'm fucking stuck and I know that I shouldn't be, blah, blah, blah. Like, then figure that out. Make a commitment today to figure that out. And a lot of clients do sign up with me to say, I don't want to leave, but I know I shouldn't be here. And I don't want to be talked out of leaving, but I want to know from inside. I want to decide. I want me to decide, right? You have to decide to leave yourself. You have to decide to take action yourself. I can't tell you what to do. I'm never going to tell anybody to leave or stay, right? I am only going to lead you to a stronger relationship with you so that you can make an empowered choice. And that's you connecting to your intuition. And when you connect to your intuition, then it gives you the bigger answers, right? Okay, so a relationship is a big answer. Yes, totally get that. But if you want your life purpose, that's a little bit more, right? Can we agree on that? Your life purpose is a little bit more than your relationship we'll just agree on that one. So what we have to do is we have to stop people pleasing. Stop doing things that's the right thing to do, making everybody else happy. Stop doing the right thing, the next thing. Okay, now we're supposed to go to college. Now we're supposed to get married. Now we're supposed to have 2.5 babies. Now we're supposed to have pets. Now we're supposed to buy a house. Like, stop doing the right thing. Start listening to your intuition and what is right for you. And this is a huge problem for most everybody I know. Most everybody I know. This is a huge problem because we always felt obligated to make everybody else happy. Oh, well, now I already forgave him. Now I'm committed. Well, your first relationship is a relationship with yourself. And if you are in a relationship with somebody else, right? That this is sounding a little weird, but follow me. If you're in a relationship and you know that you're not supposed to be in a relationship with this person because your intuition's like pissed off at you, like, you'll know you're going to start having depression, anxiety, panic attacks, right? So if you are in a relationship, married, dating, whatever, and your intuition is telling you, no, this is not right for you, and you keep saying, oh, it's not that bad, it's not that bad, you're actually betraying yourself. You're actually cheating on this relationship with you. That's why you're pissed off. That's why a lot of people who are not angry people will get angry. This is what I talked about in last week's video on healing and relationships. Anger is coming up. We're getting angry, frustrated because, oh, we think it's because they didn't take out the trash, right? And that's the surfacey stuff. But really, we're angry and frustrated at ourselves because we're in a relationship with someone we don't trust, or we are building a business that we don't love, or we are in a career we hate, or we are all those things. And then on top of that, we're eating shit and destroying our body, right? We're actually getting pissed off at ourselves because we're not listening to ourselves. Your intuition is there. I don't care who you are or like how long you've been on this earth. You have intuition. And if you don't think so, you are shut down. You have shut that down. I don't know if any of you have been in a relationship where you are like living together and like you guys don't talk because you guys are mad, and I don't know how long that's gone on. When I was growing up, my brother got mad at me for a month, and we were best friends growing up, and it was really hard for me. Like, for a month, he would not speak to me, and I was like, oh my God, it's killing me, right? But that's like, your intuition isn't speaking to you if you don't know what you're supposed to do. So when you start saying yes to your intuition, you have to sit there and listen, right? Sometimes it's like first thing in the morning, you have all that anxiety. Yeah, that's from your intuition. Your intuition is telling you, hey, fucking listen to me. I'm getting pissed off. Your anxiety isn't just because you have anxiety. Your anxiety is because you are not in alignment somewhere, or it's telling you, hey, watch out. Like, it's sending you a signal. Okay. So your intuition is always trying to talk to you. And this is why I did all those healing videos last week, because my intuition sent a message through physical pain, chronic physical pain in my legs and ass. It was a pain in the ass for months. And I literally had to sit there with my pain, telling myself that I was okay, that I was here, that I would love you, I was going to be, I wasn't going to leave, and working through my things, my abandonment issues, right? because I put myself in a 12-year marriage where I was fucking unhappy because I didn't trust him, because I was always on edge. When was he going to leave? When was he going to cheat? Why wasn't I getting attention? Like, that's fucking torture. You cannot keep doing this to yourself. And the thing of it is when you look at your life, you have been telling yourself over and over again that it's not that bad. And so you actually don't even see this stuff. I know I didn't. I was like, well, it's really not that bad. And I told myself that. I literally was like, I have anxiety for no reason. I don't even know why. And now when I write out the story for you guys and like in the Facebook groups, you guys see my story and you're like, that is so fucking obvious. But it's because I'm on the other side. Because now I can see what I did to myself, leaving myself in that. And I can see why I did that. And then I also see the repercussions of how, because I didn't get what I want in my relationship, I chose a career that also made me happy. And then I chose this, and like all my choices led up to me buying a one-way ticket out of the country, basically. So, life purpose. Stop people pleasing. Stop running around chasing all the things. Like, we're so busy because we're so unhappy that if we sit still, we have anxiety come up. So we're like, okay, what else can we do? And our anxiety is, well, we've programmed ourselves to just do more shit. Like, oh, we have anxiety, so work harder in our business because we're afraid that, money's going to run out. Well, that's not the real problem. The real problem is you don't love what you're doing in your business. And of course, you're not going to make money if you don't love what you're doing in your business, right? So stop running around trying to be busy. This is a big one. Stop trying to make yourself feel better. Stop telling yourself that it's okay. Stop telling yourself that it's not that bad. Stop eating cheesecake to make yourself feel better after a bad day. Stop saying that it's just PMS. Stop trying to make yourself feel better. Stop going to meditation and yoga and doing all the things to heap on to your schedule so you stay busy. And I'm saying this because there will come, maybe you're already at this point, but there will come a point where you're like, fuck this shit. I am done. And that's when my mom passed away at 47 from cancer. And I was done. That was a wake-up call. I knew that time was running out. Like, I realized that time was running out and I only had so long to live. Even if I lived to be 100, time's still running out. And I could just see the same day replaying over and over again. And I had to go. So there comes a point where you're between your intuition, setting up like depression, anxiety, blah, 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 all those emotions that you are trying to stuff back down. Between your intuition, sending up all those signals, and then the world around you, your business, your career, your relationships, your diet, all that will come together and push you out, like push you towards your vision, towards your I don't even want to go where my mind went, but it will push you towards your purpose. Everything in your life, all the pain, all the fucked up shit is pushing you towards a relationship with yourself. And if I could hear myself now, and when I was 25, and if I heard myself, I'd be like, there is no fucking way I am saying that, because I never understood this. I never understood this. I was too busy. I was too successful, right? I didn't think that this was going to matter. But because I didn't know any of this stuff, I spent, I don't know how long in software engineering, but 12 years in my marriage. I can't get that back. I can't get that back. And then the repercussions of me saying I'm not worthy or I don't get to have what I want, you know? And it takes a lot for us to shift, to be able to realize I do get what I want. Because I know that if you are, let's say you have a lot of pain around relationships, that you're skeptical. That I was actually writing a post on this earlier, that you're skeptical, that you don't really believe that you can have a relationship with someone that you trust. Right here, Jen, that you, I remember I was really, really hurt. I remember saying to someone after my divorce, oh yeah, they said they were going to miss their friend's wedding. I was like, oh, well, you can get the next one. I was like, oh God, that was bitchy. But it was from my pain. Like, no, like I had a belief that nothing lasts, that you can't, like, it's not going to work. You're not going to be happy in a marriage. And so just, write it out, make your compromises and, put up with it. But one, that's a shitty way to live your life. And two, that's not true. There are plenty of people that have marriages and relationships that are amazing. And who are we to say that it doesn't exist, right? Just because we're too lazy to work on our own belief system, to say that we're like, oh, okay, well, maybe this doesn't exist, so it's not possible, or it's not possible for me because I'm too fucked up. That's not true. If you have a hope, dream, desire, if you have a want inside of you to be in a relationship, that's possible. But you have to believe it's possible. Hey, Joseph, you have to believe that it's possible for you. Because you're still going to have all the shit reasons that you have for why you can't be in a relationship, right? You have to believe that it's possible for you. Like, I had to believe in my healing so much. Like, when I started my PT and my rehab for my legs, for my pain in my legs, I was pissed. I just got done with a bodybuilding competition. Hey, I just got done with a bodybuilding competition and I was pissed. I was like, there's no reason why I should be in any fucking pain. And there's no reason that I should be doing these little stupid rehab exercises. And I was pissed. And so for about 2 or 3 weeks, I just did the work and like wasn't really committed to it. I wasn't really committed to healing. I was just like, okay, I'm told to do this, so I'm going to, whatever. But when you don't believe in it, or don't believe that it's going to work, or you're not really there, well, of course it's not going to fucking work. I don't care what you're doing. It's not going to work if you don't believe in it. So that takes healing. You have to heal yourself. You have to want to believe. You have to want these things. And from wherever you are, whether you're in a relationship or not, you have to want your desires. Because if you don't, you are pushing down life. You are pushing down excitement, passion, motivation, drive, everything that life is about. You have to connect back to your dreams and desires. And you have to find a way to believe, even if it doesn't seem possible. You have to find a way to believe. You have to say, okay, well, like, look for people that have had it worse than you and have done it. Look for examples and say, okay, well, they did it, so I can do it too. Like, don't compare yourself in a negative way. Don't do that shit. But I'm saying we have to believe to change our lives, right? We have to reconnect to our dreams and desires. You can have what you want, but you have to stop band-aiding, whatever. You have to stop doing that. Stop putting band-aids on it. Got it. You have to stop doing that. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to go the quickest, easiest route, but we're getting these half-ass solutions, right? We're doing all the things. Like, what's a morning routine? Well, a fucking morning routine isn't going to save your marriage. A fucking morning routine isn't going to save your life. It's good. Yeah, for sure, get it. But like, don't go around collecting band-aids for a real problem that you need to change in your life, especially if you are, like, for me, the healing that I did last year, on all the work that I did on my relationship in the last year and a half, all of that, I was fucking miserable for 17 years, give or take. That's a lot of fucking life. I was trying to use band-aids on my life for 17 years. Now, you can do that, but it's not going to fucking work. It was only when I was like, okay, this is going to go away. I'm not going to repeat this problem again. I deserve love, even if I don't believe it, which I didn't back then when I first started. I didn't think it was possible. And I didn't believe that it was possible for me. And I didn't believe that I deserved it because I had a lot of unhealed wounds. But what I did was I believed enough to hire the coach. I believed enough to decide that I wanted it and to hire a coach that would help me through that. Or a few coaches, right? Because you know where you are. And if you can be so fucking completely honest with yourself, one, you're probably going to cry. You're probably going to cry your eyes out. But two, your breaking point will be your breakthrough point. That's going to change everything. When you can be so fucking honest with yourself that you are not getting what you want and that you believe just enough to hire the coach, just enough to get the real solution that you know in your heart that you need to make this happen for you. Because there's no other way around it. You either keep doing the same shit you're doing over and over again, keep ignoring your intuition. And this is, I know we got away from figuring out your life purpose, but if this is it, if you don't connect to your intuition and figure out your relationships shit and your career shit, like whatever your intuition is saying, maybe your intuition is saying you need to lose weight or you're going to die, or, you know, like your intuition is telling you whatever it is, that area that you need to work on, you need to start there, whatever that is, right? If you don't start there, you're not going to get your vision, your calling. And the thing of it is you probably already know what your purpose is, your vision, your calling, your thing, right? So for me, I can look back, and when I did Toastmasters way before I even started. Yeah, before I started coaching, I did Toastmasters, and I only did Toastmasters because I had an intuitive hit that I was going to be doing public speaking, right? Hey, Maria. I had some weird intuitive hit. I was like, I'm going to be doing public speaking, and I don't want to do it. But apparently, like, I knew that I was going to be doing that. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to take Toastmasters because apparently I got to work through this. And so I took Toastmasters and I did a speech on how to change your life. How to change your life, like real deep shit, right? And the girl who critiqued me was like, maybe you should talk about something that you know a little bit about. And looking back now, I'm like, bitch, right? Like, I knew intuitively that this was the thing way before I knew that this was a thing. There are things that have happened in your life that have set you up for your vision, for your purpose. But you have to start working on this relationship with yourself, connecting to your intuition, listening to, honestly, the things that you don't want to listen to, but that's hurting you the most. Like, I did not want somebody to tell me to get out of software engineering. But you can't just say, okay, I'm going to get out of software engineering, or I'm going to get out of this marriage or this relationship today. You've got to make a commitment to figure out how to create this relationship with yourself so you can figure out what's right for you. Maybe there's a way to turn around the software engineering thing. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to turn around, or your career thing, to turn around your relationship. I don't know. But you know that you've got to do something about this thing that is looming over you, because your life is going to continue down the same path. Nothing will change for you with Band-Aids. Nothing will fucking change for you. It just won't. I don't know anyone who's, I don't know anyone who's as stubborn as I am and will, I'm super stubborn, and like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it happen, and and like, if you guys have followed my story, you know that I jumped ship and like, just, okay, divorce, sell the house, quit my job, sell my car an hour later. One day after I quit my job, I was on a plane to Spain, a one-way ticket to Spain. Like, that's some pretty bold shit. And I still could not change my life on my own. And I'm not saying you can't, but you can't. You need guidance. We do. Or else the same patterns are going to continue. You're going to. And I thought I was really smart, because I thought after that marriage, I was going to choose somebody safe. Well, the next two relationships had the same fucking problem. They didn't cheat, but I didn't get attention, which a neglect is neglect, right? So I'm like, this is the same fucking problem. How do I get rid of it? I couldn't figure that out. So there's pretty much, I mean, you can get a one-way ticket to Spain. You can just dump all your problems and do what I did. But you come back, you're going to have the same problems again. It's not going to fix anything. But all these things are leading you to your purpose, to your destiny, to your vision. And when you prove that you're going to start saying yes to you, that you believe enough to take that first fucking step. Should have turned on my phone. When you believe enough to take that first step, then things start to change. I can't tell you how many times where I was like, okay, I'm going to do this bodybuilding competition, or I'm going to do this business, or I'm going to do this, or we're, and I believed enough to go show up and say it out loud that I wanted to do this. But really, a lot of my fucking belief came from my coaches. A lot of my belief was like, okay, you believe I can do this. You see it for me. I'm going to borrow that belief because this is the vision that I want. This is my vision. And I don't really believe in myself, but it's possible because you've been there, done that. And so I'm just going to trust you. And that's what it really takes, is learning to grow and trust and build this relationship with yourself. Now I can, and there's been so many times where my coach will put weights in front of me and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You want me to pick that shit up? And it happened over and over again. And I think he likes the look, because I can't lie. Like, if you can see the look on my face when my emotions change. I'm like, shit, right? You can tell that you can read my face like a book, right? And I think he likes the look on my face when I'm like, you fucking kidding me? And so I think he does that on purpose, but he knows what I'm capable of. He knows what I can lift, what I can do, right? And so I've learned to just be like, well, if he believes that I can do this, apparently I can, and I will trust and just do the thing, right? But I want to lift. I want to compete. I want this, right? I want to heal. You have to want it and believe enough to make that first step. And sometimes that belief is fucking scary, right? Like, when I first invested with one of my first business coaches, that was fucking scary because that was a $25,000 investment. And I was like, I literally could not invest for a month because I was like, I knew. So here's the thing. You have to do things that scare you. But if you know that you're if you have anxiety, you have to wait till that passes or work with your anxiety so that you can do the work. Like, I couldn't sign up with her when I knew that I was supposed to sign up with her because I had too much anxiety that I wouldn't have been able to work at all. I wouldn't have been able to show up. But I knew that eventually I was going to have to show up. I was going to have to do the work. And so I did that. I invested with her and took that step. But it was more about the relationship with myself, more about investing with myself, right? And it was the next step that I needed to take to get where I am. So whatever your next step is, that's the thing that you need to do. So again, I believe that we all kind of already know our vision and purpose, but it's just, we haven't acknowledged it. It's hidden. We don't want to see it because it's scary as fuck. It's scary and we don't want to see it. And so we pushed it down. And to be able to see that, we have to build this relationship with ourselves. Start saying yes to ourselves. Start saying yes to our intuition. Start saying yes to our desires. Because only when we do that, our vision, our life's purpose is only going to show up as we do that, as we build trust with ourselves. Because I know a lot of people don't even trust themselves enough to go to the gym. They don't even trust themselves that much. And then we want, oh, what's our life purpose? Are you fucking kidding me? You said you were going to go to the gym and you didn't go to the gym and you want your life's purpose. Like, really? Think about that, and maybe the gym isn't the right thing for you, because what we're doing, this goes back to something I said earlier, is we are doing the right things, right? All the right things. We have this list. Well, maybe the right thing isn't the right thing for you. And that is going back to trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, figuring out who you are, figuring out what you want. And when you do that, things shift. When you can figure out who you are, what you want, hey, Victor, everything shifts. So that's where we need to start. And it may be small for you. It may be, hey, I need to take a nap today, or I need to, I don't know, whatever your intuition is telling you. It's listening to the little things and then working that up into the bigger things. And this is why people work with me, because they don't know who they are, what they want, and they're like maybe 42, and they're tired of not getting what they want. They're tired of not getting the relationships that they want. They're tired of not knowing what they're doing in their business and just building a life that they're just like, it's not working. So, okay, that's it. If you're just jumping on, please watch the replay. Ask me questions, because why is not having a life purpose an issue for you? What is it really causing? What problems is it really causing for you? Gotta know, because I'm going to be back on here probably tomorrow. And the more I can understand about what's going on for you, the more I can kind of help you out here. And if you have not joined my Facebook group, it's called The Revival. And I am actually live in that group too, as well as on my personal page. And then if this resonates for you, if this makes sense and you're like, wow, I really need some help, I'm going to put an application to work with me in the comments. So just click on that application and let's chat. Okay, I will see you on the next Facebook Live. If you have questions, comments, please post them. PM me if you have a question and it's personal, that's fine. But I'm going to be back on here, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow.